Right, welcome back, and back to our first topic, where Egypt has dazzled the world. Everyone was really dazzled with the beauty of Luxor and the beauty of this city of Egypt. The whole world looked to Egypt, and the whole world watched this beautiful ceremony, and through this ceremony they saw the beauty of Luxor. It's just one city of Egypt, one of lots of cities of remarkable antiquities in Egypt and monuments Egypt has. I guess we have with us over the phone Mrs. Yomn Salama, tour guide and touristic expert. Thank you so much for being with us. Yomn?
Hello, Mona. How are you?
Yes, how are you? How are you, Yomn?
I'm fine.
So, Yomn, you saw, and everyone was dazzled with Thursday's ceremony, the opening of the Sphinx Avenue, this beautiful ceremony that we have seen. Can we really say that Thebes was again brought to life after 3,400 years?
After 2,400 years. Well, Mona, the first thing I would like to say is congratulations for all of us, and well done for Nile TV International covering this amazing international event. And secondly, I would like to shed light on something very important. As we always say, the pharaohs never died. They are still alive in every Egyptian. What we achieved and what we will be achieving is actually the evidence that the pharaohs never died. They are still alive. All what we've brought back to life, as you just said, the festival, the Opus Festival, all the efforts that has been done to organize such an event on an international level shows that the glory of the pharaohs is still here in Egypt and still active till today. This is a message to the world. Everybody, I have been reading the international news and different international channels, and Egypt leads the headlines in all media, and this is the message to the world that the pharaohs never died and still alive, and there is more to be achieved in the future. Actually, this is not something that we should actually talk about only from the historical or the touristic point of view, but also on an economical level and political level, because this is indeed a great achievement in all aspects.
Yomn, how can...
And of course, the artistic point of view and the art and the music and all this. I mean, it's by all means such an amazing event that dealt with all aspects of life, and even in engaging the public and the people of Egypt. And look at them today, the people of Egypt speaking the ancient Egyptian language. They are talking about the hymns and the songs of Ammon and Hatshepsut. We finally now bring back everything alive.
Yomn, let me here just pay this piece or this comment, because how can the pharaohs die if their grandchildren are still there working to revive their civilization and revive the work all the time? But Yomn, let me hear, you spoke about something very important, that not everyone can really understand or realize the hard work that was done in order to be able to put that work into such an exposure. Tell me about the hard work. How do you view the hard work that was done? How do you view the collaboration of several institutions in order to make such a work go live like that? How do you feel the enormous work that was done, and how the world saw this hard work and Egypt's position? Yomn.
I see all institutions and all organizations and ministers and ministries of Egypt putting hand in hand together to cooperate in order to organize such an event. I mean that everyone did their role as it should be done, the best way they can do it, so we can have such an event. If you look from the smallest worker, the normal average worker in the streets of Luxor, the cleaning worker who was cleaning the streets, putting the flowers, even the traffic people, the traffic men, organizing the traffic on that day. Everyone did his role. I'm not talking even, I'm taking it like from the beginning of every simple job that you can think of as something simple, but played the role the best way they can, all the way up to our, of course, governmental institutions and the ministers of Egypt and all that. They work together hand in hand, and this is not new. As I always say, the pharaohs never died. This is what happened in ancient Egypt. When we try to look back to 7,000 years of civilization, it was all the institutions of the country working together hand in hand to come with such a great civilization that still and will still amaze the entire world forever. Today, you see even the tailors who were designing, and not the designers, I mean even the tailor who was actually working on the costumes. Look how beautiful the costumes were. I was so happy to see the costumes like that. I was so happy to see the world fashion today inspired by our Egyptian costumes, by our ancient Egyptian costumes, like the big names in the fashion now. If you look their website, you will find them inspired by Egyptian costumes. All the big brands are using pyramids and pharaohs and lotus flowers and all what we have seen. So the tailors were working, the designers, everybody actually contributed. Even and you guys in the media, look how hard you were working to cover the event, and still working today to send this message to the world and spread it around. I mean, this is amazing. This is working hand in hand, and everybody has a role to play. Everybody, every Egyptian has a role to play, and I'm so happy that we managed to show the world, as we used to show the world always, that Egypt came first and then history was made. And to show the world today, we are connecting our past with the present in order to build a better future, not just for us, but a better future for the entire humanity.
Yomn, here, sending this message from Egypt to the world, Egypt is back. And here the president, the leadership was so keen to support and follow up with the developments of this event, or preparations for such an event. Yomn, what does this reflect, and what message does this send, that when we speak about the leadership, the highest authority is following up with himself the preparations for such an event? And what is this, or how does this speak about Egypt?
Our leadership and our president, Fattah al-Sisi, has been actually following up and looking carefully to all what has been done and being actually achieved in the tourism and antiquities sector. I would say without a wise leadership like His Excellency, we could never manage such a thing. And a wise leadership, a leadership that cares.
Yes,
about the people.
Yes, Yomn, can we get back to you? No, you stay with us for just 1 minute. We'll have the adhan and we'll come back to continue, okay? Just stay with us. Right, welcome back, and back to you, Yomn, and please go ahead with your answer and how the highest leadership in Egypt following up with the preparations it's by himself and giving all the support. Please.
Our President Fattah al-Sisi has been following up carefully and closely all the achievements that has been taken in the sector of tourism and antiquity. He came himself to many sites, and I think I heard many times about how many meetings they had in order to follow up with such achievements. And I would always say, without a wise and careful leadership, we could never achieve anything. So all we are thankful to His Excellency President Fattah al-Sisi. We are thankful to our leadership. We are thankful to God that we are blessed with such a wise leadership and loving leadership to Egypt and its people. And that's why we are noticing nowadays such achievements on an international level, not just in this sector, Mona, but also economical sector, political sector, also for the people of Egypt. We have seen that His Excellency visited Aswan to see the people, to talk with them, to see what they need. Yes. So actually on all levels. And this is, again, like the ancient Egyptians always did. The ancient Egyptian civilization is one of the oldest and the most important and the most advanced civilizations in the world, also because they had wise leadership, wise kings who led Egypt.
Yes, good that you spoke about this, Yomn, because I really wanted to ask you to give us some information about the Sphinx Avenue and this particular area, the chapels that were established by Hatshepsut and the Opt Festival. People would really want to understand and know more about this beauty, because this dazzling area that we have seen on Thursday. Yomn.
The Sphinx Avenue, can you hear me?
Yes, okay. I can hear you.
That's very good. The Sphinx Avenue is actually an avenue which is about 2,700 3 kilometers long. Actually, it's about 3 kilometers long and 75 meters wide. It connects two important temples in ancient Egypt. It connects Karnak temples, and it's always very important to say Karnak temple, because it's not just one temple. Karnak temple is the largest religious complex in the entire world, not just in Egypt. I mean, this information is very important. The largest religious complex in the entire world. So it connects Karnak temple with Luxor temple, and this avenue was used actually by the Egyptians in ancient times to celebrate a very important festival, the festival of fertility, the festival of life, the festival that brings life into Egypt, which is the Opt festival. It was celebrated on the second month of the flood season, and this was the festival when Amun, the main deity, or the Amun-Ra, leaves his temple in Karnak to go to Luxor, the southern house, as it was called. Luxor temple was called the southern house. And this festival, it was not like what we saw. It was like what we saw. The people, the priests will bring the sacred barks, the sacred boats from Karnak temple, carrying the statues of the sacred triad of Amun and his wife Mut and their son Khonsu. And they will be walking in this avenue in a great ceremony with music and dancers, and it's a feast. And the Egyptians, the people, they will be actually along the avenue and walking behind the parade of this festival and enjoying also drinking and eating and celebrating the fertility, the river Nile that brings life into Egypt, the circle of life. This festival is about life. And as we saw, this was represented in a very good way when we saw this event. And in ancient Egypt, I would like to shed light that the Egyptians celebrated many festivals. They had a calendar of more than 100 festivals a year.
Yes.
And every festival had a meaning. It was not just for fun, and of course they enjoyed their times and they ate and they drank and all this, but every festival has a meaning. So the Opet festival is about fertility. When the river Nile comes, brings life into Egypt. The fertile mud fertilized the land of Egypt. And
yes.
without agriculture, without a stable economical system, there is no life.
And without water and without the river Nile, we have no life, right? So it's all about the fertile land, and that fertile land can never be fertile except with the water. And I guess that has this kind of significance and also message sent to the world. Yomn Salama, we thank you so much for being with us and for giving us all this information. And I guess that we were dazzled, the whole world was dazzled, and people spoke about this event. And I guess that will not be the last event that Egypt will present to the world, and we will be seeing others coming up soon. Before we move on to our next topic, and here Egypt has welcomed the signing of the political agreement aimed at ending Sudan's political crisis that has been ongoing in 1 month. Before we move on to our discussion, let's first have this quick report and we'll come back for more discussion.
Egypt welcomed the agreement reached between Sudan's top general Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and Sudanese Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok. In a statement, the Foreign Ministry praised the Sudanese parties' efforts to reach a settlement over the transitional period in a way that serves Sudan's interest and opens horizons of development and prosperity for the Sudanese people. The Arab League Secretary General Ahmed Abul Ghait expressed the League's support for the Sunday political deal in Sudan and for political transition in the country. The Pan-Arab Organization's chief made these remarks as he held 2 telephone calls with Chief of the Sudanese Sovereign Transitional Council Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and recently reinstated Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok. Abul Ghait stressed the League's backing to the Sudanese government and people, welcoming of all steps taken to realize an understanding between Sudanese military and civilian parties during the transitional period. American Secretary of State Antony Blinken told Sudanese Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok and military leader Abdel Fattah al-Burhan that an agreement to reinstate Hamdok was only a first step in restoring Sudan's democratic transition. Hamdok was restored to his post on Sunday, and American State Department spokesman Ned Price said that Blinken called on the 2 sides to build on the first step of the agreement and continue the transition that was interrupted. Price called on the Sudanese leaders to release all civilian leaders and others and lift a state of emergency.
Right, welcome back. And to highlight this latest agreement of Sudan that has averted Sudan from going into chaotic situation and was praised very much by Egypt. Before we go on, we have to say that this agreement was signed between the Lieutenant General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, chairman of Sudan's Transitional Sovereign Council, and the Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok. and I guess, took Sudan out of a very critical situation that had emerged since a month, and really we didn't know where would that lead Sudan to. To highlight the issue, we have with us over the phone Ambassador Yomn Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good afternoon to you. Your Excellency, Ambassador Yomn Bayoumi, you're on air. Ambassador Yomn Bayoumi. Hello? Hello? Yes, yes, you're with us over the phone, Ambassador Yomn Bayoumi.
I can't hear you.
I'm saying that you are with us over the phone. Right, until we call Ambassador Bayoumi again, we have to express that Egypt has been one of the first countries that has praised such an agreement, since Egypt has been already a very much accepted mediator in the Sudanese issue, and the role that Egypt has played already in preparing for the first agreement or events that led to the formation of the transitional government, the first transitional government, before things deteriorated such a situation. We have here Egypt's Foreign Ministry praised the wisdom and responsibility of the Sudanese parties in reaching such an agreement and putting the Sudanese interests as priority. I guess we have with us again Ambassador Yomn Bayoumi. Ambassador Yomn Bayoumi. Ambassador Bayoumi, are you with us?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now? I guess we're not lucky enough to take this phone call, but I guess that the upcoming days and the upcoming stage will show us how this deal would be working in order to achieve the sustainability of stability and development in Sudan. That was a sign that Sudan should be going on. Egypt has already called on Sudan to go on with this agreement in order and accelerate with the formation of the transitional government, putting the strong institutions in order to be able to reach a safe haven for the Sudanese. And I guess that takes us to the end of this episode of Arab Affairs. Next Saturday would be another important Arab file. Until next Saturday, it's goodbye.